how that driver is doing.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin tonight with the Memorial Day skydiving event going terribly and tragically wrong for a Navy SEAL. This happening near the Statue of Liberty. The dramatic images coming in, that's his empty parachute floating into a parking lot. He had already cut himself loose trying to save himself by landing in the Hudson River. ABC's Lindsay Davis has more on this breaking story.
Tonight, the Memorial Day stunt gone terribly wrong.
Priority 1 fall, parachute down.
An elite Navy skydiver free-falling high above the Hudson River when his parachute fails.
The chute did not open.
Witnesses say when the skydiver was in trouble, it looked like he bailed out of his parachute. Seconds later, he plunged into the water.
One of the Navy's parachute guys just went down in that area.
The Coast Guard pulled him out near the Statue of Liberty.
That's going to be about a Liberty Marina. That's going to be for a parachute, jumper down.
He was rushed to a nearby hospital, but his injuries proved too severe.
Our hearts and our prayers go out to his family. And I ask for all of your prayers for the Navy SEAL community who lost a true patriot today.
And this haunting image of his empty parachute weaving through high-rise buildings in Jersey City, New Jersey. It landed here, twisted and tangled in a parking lot. And tonight an investigation is underway to find out just what went wrong. That skydiver is part of the Navy's elite jump team, the Leapfrogs, known for pulling off high-flying stunts. This incident comes 2 years after another deadly jump, when a Navy Leapfrog and Army skydiver collided mid-air in front of a crowd of thousands in Chicago.
It was scary. Everyone just stopped talking. It was a moment of silence.
The Army Ranger was killed after hitting a high-rise. The other jumper miraculously survived with only a broken leg.
And Lindsay Davis joins us now. Lindsay, officials have not released the name of that Navy SEAL pending family notification. We do know, though, his jump was part of a larger event taking place this weekend.
That's right, Tom. The Leapfrogs were scheduled to land here at Liberty State Park as part of today's Fleet Week activities, which, of course, as you know, is a time-honored tradition here in New York City to celebrate the men and women of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Tom?
Lindsay Davis for us on that horrible accident tonight. Lindsay, thanks so much. Next to President Trump's return home and shifting developments in and around son-in-law Jared Kushner's role in a White House under increasing scrutiny. The question facing intelligence and law enforcement officials tonight: what could have motivated Kushner's alleged meeting with the Russian ambassador and talk of setting up a secret back channel of communication? Sources tell ABC News that special counsel Robert Mueller is already working intensively on a sweeping investigation and that he will want to speak with every Trump associate and campaign official who may have communicated with the Russians during the campaign and transition of power. This amid some strong pushback emerging from European leaders following the president's overseas trip. President Trump calling that trip a home run. ABC's David Wright at the White House tonight.
Tonight at the White House, damage control. The president finally back from his first big foreign trip.
I think we hit a home run no matter where we are.
But instead of doing a victory lap, he's circling the wagons. Today, the president's daughter, Ivanka, spotted consulting the private lawyer Trump has retained to handle the Russia investigation. Her husband, Jared Kushner, is the latest administration official to come under scrutiny. He's not a target of the investigation, according to sources, but he does face enough questions that some in the president's inner circle now privately say it might be time for Kushner to consider a leave of absence. First and foremost, why did Kushner try and set up a secret back channel with the Russian ambassador, even after U.S. intelligence agencies concluded that Russia tried to meddle in the election?
I do think there ought to be a review of his security clearance to find out whether he was truthful, whether he was candid. If not, then there's no way he can maintain that kind of a clearance.
The president's allies on Capitol Hill stand by him.
Look, I think Jared has said that he's more than willing to answer any and all questions.
The president's son, Eric, on Fox News last night.
It's all nonsense. I mean, it's a witch hunt. It's really, really insane.
The president himself is clearly frustrated. The Russia story continues to be such a distraction. Today, he railed against the leaks that have been keeping the story front and center. Quote, "It is my opinion that many of the leaks coming out of the White House are fabricated lies made up by the fake news media." The president would rather the focus now be on his trip. "A great success for America. Hard work, but big results," he tweeted today. At least two of America's allies don't see it that way. Today, German Chancellor Angela Merkel expressed doubts about Britain and the U.S.
In denen wir uns auf andere
The times when we could completely count on others are over, she told supporters, a lesson she says she learned in the past few days. The new French president, Emmanuel Macron, who seemed to snub Trump at the G7, dodging right to greet Merkel first, now says his famous white-knuckle handshake with Trump was a moment of truth designed to show he's no pushover. Macron told a French newspaper it wasn't innocent.
And David Wright joins us live now from the White House. David, the president comes home amid all these political problems and now rumblings he may be retooling his press operation.
That's right. Not at all clear if Sean Spicer will be back at the podium in the briefing room. There's talk of getting rid of the briefings altogether. There are even reports that a team of lawyers may start to review the president's tweets before he sends them out into the world, Tom.
A lot going on at the White House tonight. All right, David, thanks so much. We turn now to a freak accident at a brand new California water park. A child flying off a water slide and slamming onto the concrete below. We want to warn you before you see this video, it is a bit graphic, but we're told that 10-year-old is going to be okay. ABC's Ariel Reshef picks up that story.
Tonight, heart-stopping video from a water park in Northern California. A 10-year-old boy goes airborne from this 3-story water slide hitting the pavement. The boy walking away. Witnesses say he was badly shaken, but somehow only suffered scrapes and bruises.
Seemed to be okay, came right up, and immediately went into the first aid room and was assessed by staff.
The Bay Area park saying the Emerald Plunge ride had been tested scores of times. The accident overshadowing the grand opening of the $43 million complex. This incident coming less than a year after 10-year-old Caleb Schwab was killed on the world's tallest water slide in Kansas. This month, his family receiving a $20 million settlement. There have been at least 29 deaths on amusement park rides or water slides since 2010. And every year, up to 4,200 people end up in the ER with injuries from water slides. Officials at the Bay Area park vowing not to reopen the ride until they fix whatever caused this close call.
We're going to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Tom, we spoke with park officials tonight. They are considering making safety changes, but not until their investigation is complete and they know exactly what went wrong. Tom?
It is incredible that little boy's doing okay. All right, Ariel, thank you. Now to the deadly shooting spree shattering the holiday weekend in Mississippi. Police say at least 8 people were killed in several locations. The suspect's chilling confession right there on video, that man telling a reporter he kept going till he, quote, ran out of bullets. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
I just want to love my family. I just want to love my wife.
Tonight, the takedown. That suspect under arrest, accused in a horrific shooting spree.
I ain't fit to live. Not after what I done.
Authorities capturing 35-year-old Willie Corey Godbolt, who they say killed 8 people in Mississippi, one a sheriff's deputy. Handcuffed, Godbolt talking to a reporter.
I was having a conversation with her stepdaddy and her mama and her, my wife, about me taking my children home, and somebody called the office.
Investigators say it started with a call about a domestic dispute at a home late Saturday night. Gunfire breaking out. 3 women and that deputy killed. AP reporting Godbolt's wife escaped, and the women who died, her relatives. 2 boys found dead at a second home, a man and a woman at a third house.
For 8 in one incident, it's mind-boggling.
The deputy, identified as 36-year-old William Durr, described as a mild-mannered officer who worked with youth groups. Godbolt saying he was planning to die as well.
I ran out of bullets. Suicide by cop was my intention.
Godbolt faces 7 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of capital murder, which could lead to the death penalty. Tom.
Stephanie, thank you. And we're learning more tonight about that brutal stabbing attack on an Oregon train. Police say a known extremist with white supremacist beliefs terrorized a young Muslim woman and her friend on a train, slashing 3 men who came to their aid. And tonight we're hearing the emotional words of one of the women they tried to help. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez with the latest on that investigation.
Tonight, one of the teenagers harassed by an alleged white supremacist on a Portland train says she is haunted by what happened to the Good Samaritans who came to her defense.
They lost their lives because of me and my friend and the way we looked.
Destiny Mangum explains she and that friend who was wearing a hijab were on the train Friday when a man police have now identified as Jeremy Christian targeted them in an anti-Muslim tirade.
He told us to go back to Saudi Arabia. He told us that we shouldn't be here and to get out of his country. This white male from the back of us came and he was like, "You can't disrespect these young ladies." Then they just all started arguing.
Within moments, witnesses say Christian, who was known to police for his criminal history and extremist views, pulled out a knife.
He just started stabbing people and there was just blood everywhere and we just started running for our lives.
2 of those men were killed, 23-year-old Talishan Namkai Meshe and 53-year-old Army veteran Ricky Best.
These 2 men died heroes.
A third victim, Micah Fletcher, is still in the hospital tonight in serious condition.
I just want to say thank you to them and their family and that I appreciate them because without them, we probably would be dead right now.
Christian faces several charges, including murder, and is due in court Tuesday. Investigators are still determining whether federal hate crime and domestic terrorism charges could also be filed. Tom?
Marcy, thank you. And this just in, we're following breaking news out of North Korea. South Korea's news agency tonight saying North Korea has launched a new projectile. This is the 9th launch this year alone. It comes after leader Kim Jong-un personally supervised another weapons test. North Korea's state news agency releasing what it said is video of Kim putting a new anti-aircraft weapon system through its paces. The agency saying Kim ordered its mass production and deployment throughout the country. Back here at home, turning to the severe weather, a large section of the country hit by damaging winds, a strong storm sparking lightning in skies over Springfield, Missouri. Take a look at that. At least 2 dead in severe flash floods in Branson. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano on the dangerous storms now pushing east.
Extreme storms marching across the heartland this holiday weekend. Torrential rain and wind gusts over 70 miles per hour, punishing parts of Missouri, dumping hail the size of softballs.
I've never seen hail this big.
Downed power lines, trees torn in half. Powerful winds flipping this trailer over, crushing 2 cars.
We looked outside and it was just like a hurricane.
In Branson, 2 dead and 1 missing after flash flooding swept away their car.
Got a car in the water with people trapped.
And in Joplin, this giant shelf cloud, a sign of powerful winds moving in. A severe storm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, lighting up the night sky. And torrential rains in southern Illinois. Trees uprooted in Memphis, Tennessee. Winds knocking out power there to nearly 200,000. And supercells dominating the landscape in eastern Colorado.
And Rob joins us now with more on that forecast from the Indy 500. Rob, thankfully the race is now over.
It is, but about an hour and a half after the race ended, the skies just opened up. It's still raining now, a lot of thunder and lightning. The fans that were left over in the stands actually were asked to evacuate. These storms are slowly pushing off to the east. We have a number of severe thunderstorm watches out, including some flood watches across West Virginia. Ohio, you're getting some rough weather, as is parts of southern and central Texas. This all moves to the east. A messy Memorial Day Monday for New York, diminishing in the afternoon, and severe thunderstorms extended into the southeast. Tom?
All right, Rob, thanks. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. A popular beach shut down because of sharks. 2 miles of coastline. We'll tell you where the danger is. And caught on camera, a man apparently pulls the plug on a bounce house filled with kids. Why did he do it? And a spectacular crash. Rob was just there at the Indy 500. The car going airborne. How was the driver able to survive? Stay with us.
This is ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain.
It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back.